Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As I said before, this is our first episode of hopefully many, JCPD. We're going to get pretty aggressive now over the next few minutes. You're going to see some of the things that we have planned because I've said over and over again that we work for you, the taxpayers. And in order to improve the quality of life and reduce crime, we need to stay in connection with you. I've often told people policing is a contact sport. We have to contact the community that we're responsible for, find out what concerns them, and then go out, contact the people that are creating these problems and hopefully try to adjudicate them. So it is a contact sport. You will see behind me what they call fallen heroes. I'd like to take a few minutes to discuss that. Unfortunately, there's several names on there that I was very close to. Law enforcement in history and tradition and grasping new technology and moving police departments forward, but never forgetting those who have gone before us and made the ultimate sacrifice. Behind me, you'll see 37 names listed. I've worked with many of those officers who, we call it the end of watch. When we go out on patrol, we're often put in a logbook. We're constantly put in a logbook. It's SOP. And when you are returned to duty, your tour is logged off. We refer to these officers as they never returned to roll call. And they made the ultimate sacrifice. They left their families, their loved ones. They went to work, and they understand the fact, that we all understand the fact that we live in a time and an era and in an occupation where today's day at work could be our last day. And behind me is a list of fallen heroes, men and women who have paid the ultimate sacrifice in making Jersey City a safer and better place. I'd urge anyone who wanted to just go on the internet, contact our website or Pat's website with the show here, and you'll see a name of the list of the fallen heroes. And each one of them is a story. Each one of them is a hero in and of itself. So we take that very seriously, and that's why their names will be there. Because if we forget what they did, then we shouldn't be doing what we do here today. All right, I'd like to move on now. We are a city of approximately 260,000 people. Operationally, we are drawn up by 4 boundary lines. We have the North District, which is at Central and Hutton and covers approximately the northern side of Sip Avenue up to the city line with Union City on both the eastern and western sides of the city. It does break a law for a little bit to the East District, which is 207 7th Street. And by the way, again, you'll have a website on here. You'll see our boundary lines clearly drawn up. You'll see the crime stats for your area on a monthly basis, and you'll be able to get accurate information. So I would urge you, I'm going to briefly describe where they are. I would urge you to go to the website, and you'll get a better understanding. You'll view a map as to what the district encompasses and its boundary lines. You have the East District, which is 207 7th Street. That covers the eastern end of the city from Communipaw Avenue north up to Summit Avenue, and it covers the eastern end of Summit Avenue, where the western end of Summit Avenue is covered by the North District. Again, it's confusing if you don't live in it on a daily basis. My recommendation is go to the website, get a little bit of a visual aid, and you'll understand that better. You have the West District, which is presently on Communipaw Avenue, Communipaw and roughly Monticello, MLK, that is moving, hopefully in the not-too-distant future. That's one of the things you heard me discuss with the mayor, and it's been being built for 30 years, but we can actually say now we're a third of the way through the completion of the construction process, and we're pretty happy about that, and we're pretty excited about it's finally going to get the home that those cops deserve. And lastly, you have the South District, which is 191 Bergen, Wilkinson and Bergen, precinct pretty fond of. I spent 18 of my 32 years in that location, so I started there in 1981 and stayed there for a good portion of my career, and it's a great place to work. I met some great people out there. Command staff, we have in the North District, Captain Phil Zaki. Again, this will all be on the website. Go take a look. There's many ways you can contact us. This will just give you a breakdown of who they are. The East District is Captain Joe Connors, the West District is Captain Mark Hussey, and the South District is Captain Charles Neistat. Combined, those 4 precinct commanders have in excess of over 130 years of experience that we need to get the job done. All of them have stayed committed to the job. most of them have been in a command status in these precincts for 5 years. I believe in stable management, and these guys have done a great job. So we're going to continue to stay committed to them. You will see we have CRT teams in each one of the districts. We believe that we had to have a venue from where once we got the information from the public, we were able to get it back to the public. And CRT is driven through communication. If we have complaints from the community, we receive these complaints and we prioritize them, but at least answer the complaints in a very timely fashion so it doesn't feel like the community thinks it goes into a black hole. People understand. We've determined that some problems are not of a high priority status, but they're still a problem. So we've explained to them that they're in a list of things that we will be able to accomplish. It may not be today, but we promise you, and we're living up to our word, when we get these tasks, we will accomplish them. UCR, it's a difficult uniform crime report. It's a difficult beast to conquer. They conflict. I'll get into a little bit of that in the shows between state statutes and what we have to report under UCR. It's a little difficult to understand, but under the UCR, you cannot burglarize a car, but you can burglarize a home. You cannot burglarize an outstructure, such as a garage, but in state statutes, it's a burglary. When we report it internally, we report it as a burglary. When we report it to UCR, if it's not a residential or commercial structure, we have to report it to a different statute, but it is still a reportable crime. Every crime is reported in Jersey City. It's reported accurately. In 2007, we were the benefits of an audit by the FBI, and I'm proud to say that the police department, after that audit, got a grade of about 99.8% accuracy in our crime reports. So I was pretty pleased with that. We're going to come back in a few minutes. We've just inundated you with a plethora of information. We're going to come back, but these are all topics that we're going to discuss coming forward, and we want you to contact the website that you see here. We want you to be able to drive the show as to where you need the most information. So come back with your suggestions, and we'll be able to give you the accurate information we feel is important. Thank you very much, and we'll be right back. It's time to pay the bills.
We are UCP of Hudson County's Pediatric Medical Daycare. We offer compassionate, high-quality care to children with developmental disabilities and complex medical conditions. We specialize in therapies to increase physical and fine motor skills, music therapy to enhance language and educational development. We provide care for children from infancy to age 5 with conditions such as seizure disorders, G-tube feedings, tracheotomy, and many other congenital anomalies. The program is staffed by clinicians who have achieved the highest credentials their professions offer. For more information, call us or visit our website.
Welcome back. As you heard us say before, we are an organization that's rich in history and tradition, and sometimes we're a little resistant to change. One of the biggest changes we've accomplished recently, and we're still concluding it as renovations are going on, is after approximately 40 years, police headquarters has moved. 8 Erie Street is a building that had long since past its life expectancy to be a major police headquarters in the state's second largest city. The building needed a massive amount of repairs, and it wasn't financially sound to continue to keep up residing there as the department had to change and become technologically advanced. So after consultation with the city administration, we decided that it was important that as the police department, we had to be kind of center city, so everybody could have access to us. They found an opportunity where they leased a building at One Journal Square, directly across from the Stanley Theater. Everybody knows the Stanley Theater was an active place of all our childhoods. And we're on the 4th floor there. It is a temporary home. We are working on a long-term plan to go into a facility, then we minimally impact the taxpayers. This is a plan of about 3 to 5 years, I believe, if we identify property quickly, that we can have renovated and made available as a police headquarters, that we could be there in 3 years. but I believe you need a little bit of wiggle room, in that 5 years would be more along the lines of where we would end up there. I do believe we can accomplish it in 3, but we have to quickly identify where police headquarters is going to be. And the problem was, because we had our facilities, some of them are so old, and as I said before, we're replacing the West District. We're just growing at an accelerated rate through technology that we needed more space, and we were afforded that ability. And right now we're there. We hold all of our, or will hold all of our ComStat meetings there. It's a great new space, and we like our neighbors. I hope we like us. As anything, when we go into an area, parking becomes a major problem because we have X amount of employees, X amount of police cars and private cars, but so far it's going off without a hitch, and we look forward to integrating into the neighborhood and being a vital part of the revitalization of Journal Square. We do believe that we will be there for a short period of time. The old police headquarters was 40 years old and had, as I said before, had long past its life expectancy. It was fruitless to put money into a building that wasn't going to go anywhere and didn't suit our needs as we moved forward into the future. The city agreed to that, and we were able to move on. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. We're going to go over some of the operations we had over the summer where we believe we were fortunate and able to decrease crime. The big one is, when we come back, we're going to talk about Operation Summer Shield. We were very happy with it. See you shortly.
Did you know that all New Jersey voters are entitled to vote by mail? It's true. Thanks to changes in state law, registered voters don't need a special reason to vote by mail. Now you can save time and cast your ballot from the privacy of your own home with Vote by Mail. Want to learn how? Contact the Hudson County Clerk's office at 201-369-3470 or visit us on the web at hudsoncountyclerk.org.